This painting is a absolute disaster. It's so ugly. Nothing is working out how I expected or wanted. Dang it. I got like 4 days to do this and turn something in.
Welcome to my channel.
The Arts and Business Council of Greater Nashville is having an open call for artists to submit their work to a gallery in an unexpected location. Most people don't know that the Geodis Stadium, the soccer stadium in Nashville, has a gallery. It's really awesome. So the call for coming 2026 is going to be Global Voices and Local Heart. I think this is going to be right up my alley for what I like to create, which is very community-based, hands, and very dynamic. So let's see what we can come up with. I definitely want to submit, and the submission date is actually my birthday. I'm currently looking at their email, so I'm going to explain what Global Voices and Local Heart means. It means celebrates the people, stories, and collaborative spirit at the core of Nashville's creative identity, while honoring the global community united through soccer. Well, yeah, it's at a soccer stadium gallery, right? So let's think about this. I'm thinking something that's going to be team-oriented because it's going to be more local and global, and I kind of want to express that all in one. I don't want to be too cliche, like tied to soccer, but I want it to give a few nods. So let's think about this. I was thinking maybe, you know how when you go all in, like team huddle before you go off to a game, you're like, 1, 2, 3, go Tigers, or whatever. That was my soccer team. And that would be really cool. And funny enough, that was like one of the first hand paintings I did in elementary school, and I gave it to my coach, where we were all putting our hands in. It was like all girls and like a goalie glove. And so I'm thinking I might do another edition of that, but like some different colored hands, kind of make them more abstract, maybe some outline hands. More potential there. I can submit up to 5, but since I'm on a little bit of a time crunch, given January 5th is the due date, I might just do like 1 or 2. I want to keep my ideas very simple and work with the materials that I got. Even though I was just going through and discovering my style with Clayboard, which is incredibly exciting, I'm still ordering materials. So I have this giant roll of 140-pound cold press that I need to use, so I think I'm going to use that. So remember that one painting I made that turned out to be a complete disaster because it wrinkled so bad? I mounted it prior to painting it, which did not turn out good. So I took it off, and now I have this like grody, kind of like covered in glue board, but it could be perfect for this because I'm going to put a piece of paper on top, and we're going to try again to see if the mounting will take. Cross my fingers that it works. Newsflash, it does not work. The paper is just simply too big for the style I'm going for, which includes a lot of washes, and the 140-pound just does not hold up for how big it is. I know this is going to be a nightmare to try to glue on a board, so I'm going to abandon this and try something different. Okay, it's crunch time, and I've decided my other painting with all the hands will be probably... Right now, I measured it for 16 by 16, but that's like too big for what I should probably do. And since I'm on a time crunch, I'm going to make it smaller. And I'm also going to change my technique. Ooh, there's so much to do. All right, let's go to cherries. I have my 12 by 12 panel, and I put 1 layer of ground. And I sanded it slightly. There's a little bit of differentiation in the ground, but I'm not too worried about it. This is going to be more of an abstract piece. I'm not worried on detail. At my center point, just so I know what the heck I'm doing. Okay. I have a couple of hands that I'm going to try to put down. Figure out how I want some of these hands.
For a moment, I was pretty nervous to do such a colorful painting. I thought it would be a little too busy, but I'm really pleased by how this kaleidoscope looking painting really turned out. I think it captures the idea of diversity and just background story and all that kind of stuff really well. And it gave me a lot of room to incorporate the colors in different ways, but really the palette is pretty simple, even though it's very colorful.
As my paper is drying, I found out that I have another panel, 11 by 14. Ooh. And this one would probably need either a layer of ground or the watercolor paper. I'm leaning towards the watercolor paper. And as I was thinking of some more concepts for the global heart, local, I've already forgotten what it is. I think I will do one that's like a good sportsmanship, like where, you know, when you fall down in soccer and you have like your teammate or even the opposing team comes through and they like grip your hand and like, get up, yeah, sorry, I fouled you. And you got a red card. Well, you shake it off anyway. Yeah, that's I think that's what the paint is going to be. Maybe I'll call it red card.
Since I was in the middle of discovering and trying out my own clay board recipe, I decided to use that for this board. It did not go as planned. The recipe was completely wrong, thanks AI. And there will be a video more on that later. And you can see how the paint is just not responding well, and it's a disaster. It's streaky, it's gross, the paints are not blooming, and the colors are terrible. It didn't take long for me to decide to abandon this and try a different approach.
This painting is a absolute disaster. It's so ugly. Nothing is working out how I expected or wanted. I need to experiment more with this clayboard recipe. Dang it. I got like 4 days to do this and turn something in. And I still gotta like write my artist statement and everything. Okay, I think we're gonna have to do paper and pray to God that it'll lay flat and tape to this board. I'm gonna cover this that I just did. Ugh. This was not the style I was going for initially, but because my boards didn't turn out and then I just ran out of time to get other material other than the paper I already had, we're just gonna do what I do best, which is detailing. And hopefully this can turn into something pretty cool. And if it sucks, well, then I think I probably ran out of time, so... Okay, I'm doing pretty good with my progress. Building up the blues is kind of challenging on the 140 pound, especially since some of these spots are starting to reject my paint. So we're gonna have to be really sensitive with that. Sometimes during the transfer of your drawing onto your watercolor paper, some things can get a little wonky. So something that became wonky was this pointer finger. And as I kept painting it, it just continued to get misshapen. So let's hope no one is a huge stickler about anatomy, because that is slightly wrong. And then this has a bigger dip, and the dip is kind of in the wrong spot. So my anatomy here is also a little off. So hopefully I can fix that. If not, we're just gonna roll with it and hope that, well, ends up being okay. I wanted to show you a side-by-side of my drawing. And you can kind of see this is the finger. This is what it became. Oh Lord. This is what this was, and
And unfortunately, as I started painting, details got lost. And then as I tried to put them back, well, they kind of became wrong-ish. I am also working from a reference photo while I paint to get the values. So there's that. And of course, it's not in the angle. I should print it off, but I didn't. And I guess I'm probably paying for it. The thumb, you can see that this got moved and the humps are a little wrong. Yeah, the details. Unfortunately, with hands, they really do make a difference. So I cannot fix this, and I might be able to fix that. Sometimes it helps to take a step back and kind of evaluate your painting from a distance. That way you get a clear picture of your values, your contrast, and your colors, and balance overall. Don't mind my crooked paper, but I'm realizing and noticing that this up here is really nice and dark, and the thumb is good. I fixed that a little bit. This is interesting, but then this part might feel a little too naked, especially since I have both sides of this arm up here, and probably need to do that here. Okay, let's see what we can do. Okay, I balanced it. I fixed the arm, and I did my best on the details. Here it is in all its glory. And I decided I will be framing this. It has been an exhausting journey of constantly switching my materials and my strategy, my technique. And I am done. I just got to frame it and turn it in. And I have submitted. So we are done. This one turned out so fun. I can see this going in a kid's bedroom or like a game room. It's just really quirky. It's definitely not my typical style. It's incredibly colorful. Not like I usually do colorful things, but like this is like explosion. And it's definitely more relaxed on the details and it's more funky. Yeah, this was like a really fun experimentation. I did this on panel with ground and then just some good old watercolor on top. The hand outlines are gouache just so I could get a really clean line and not bring up any of the stuff underneath. So yeah, not too bad on this one either. And I have about a month before I hear back from the Soundwaves Gallery to see if they like these submissions. Cross your fingers, wish me luck. There will be an update on that if I am included in their collection. It would be really cool, especially since I'm so close to the stadium. Yeah, I learned a lot in the process, and I am totally going to show you guys the whole clayboard thing, fiasco, recipe, all the things. I am still experimenting. I found a new recipe online that seems to be more true, and I'm going to try that out. It just takes a while to do because I have to let things cure and all that whole business. But it's pretty simple. And I'm going to share that whole process with you guys, and that'll be probably the next video or so. I'm pretty pumped. But yeah, this was a lot. So not to mention, I ran out of room on my phone and CapCut kept dying. It was, holidays, birthday, gosh, it was a lot. So, all right, we made it though. And thank you for joining me on this artist journey. And there will be more to come.
Thank you for watching.